It is Real Hair Revelations. I have to apologize to you guys. I am late. We're supposed to start at 8:30, and I did start at 8:30, but I actually started on my personal Facebook page accidentally. So I'm going on, and I'm just talking, and I'm starting to see people post that I know ain't in this group, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he talking about hair? He's not in my group. Y'all, I've been talking for 15 minutes over on my personal page, thinking I was in here, and wasn't none of y'all talking. I'm like, where my people at in my mind, right? And then I start seeing these guys that I know personally, and I'm like, I know he's not in the Naturalicious Nation. And then it hit me, you're in the wrong place. So you got to start all over and start this baby from scratch. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so let's talk about the complication that we create when it comes to our hair. You know what's really funny is that the lighting on my personal page is totally different than it shows up in this group. It's crazy how that works. All right, I hope that that's a little bit better. All right, I only got a few minutes, so let's get started. All right, now, natural hair is not complicated. It does not have to be complicated, all right? We make it complicated because for two reasons. For one, a lot of us have grown up with relaxers, or at least with our hair pressed straight, right? And then we hit our teens, our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and we're just having to relearn our hair. So we're going natural. We're trying to understand what to do with our hair. And so part of the reason that we experience this as African American women so differently than other cultures is because most of them aren't relearning their hair at 25 or 45 or 65 or what have you, right? So that's the one thing. The second thing is that there's a lot of money to be made in your confusion and my confusion and your frustration and my frustration with our hair. So because you are so frustrated, you are trying every different method possible and every different product possible and all these different products on the shelf that weren't there for you 10 years ago. And so you're trying all these different things and nothing's working and you're just fed up to here with it. And because of all that, imagine every couple weeks you trying a new product, you trying a new method, you trying something new every single couple weeks. Guess what? You're spending a lot of money. And did you know that Black women disproportionately spend far more money than any other culture on hair care, right? Not only do we spend the most money on hair care, we spend more money than all other cultures in America combined, right? So just imagine all those Black women running around trying to figure out what to do with their hair, and they don't know. They're spending money every week just trying to get the right thing, because that's what you want. Once you find the right thing, you hold on to it. But so many of us have not found that thing because we make things complicated, right? I like to attribute our hair to working out. And I use these analogies often. You guys have probably heard these in the Real Hair Revelations that I do. Here's the thing. If you have to give something a chance to work, first of all, okay? So I see all these people and they're like, I tried this brand and it didn't work. So next week I tried the next brand and it didn't work. And that week I tried this brand and it didn't work. You can't keep trying stuff and expecting it to work when you haven't been putting in the work and you haven't been consistent for however long. Let's put it like this. Imagine you started a new workout and exercise routine and you need to lose 20 pounds, right? You cannot expect, and I'm confident when I say that I'm sure you don't expect, to go to the gym after 5 years or so of not working out, right? Go to the gym for a day and lose 20 pounds. You know that's not going to happen, right? You know that that's not feasible. You know also that if you have been, eating junk or just not eating healthy or living a sedentary lifestyle and not working out, that you are not going to suddenly get a six-pack if you've got a beer belly in a week, right? It doesn't work like that. You have to be consistent. You have to consistently put in the work. And then over time, your body will respond and you will start to see the results. And even those results may be slowly but surely coming, right? It's the same thing with your hair. You cannot neglect your hair for years, right? And then expect to try one product in a magic bottle, air quotes, and expect it to make your curls pop and you just be out here flawless. It's not going to happen. Very, very rarely is that going to happen, right? There are no magic pills. There are no magic products. Now, there are products that are definitely better than others. There are products that have great ingredients and products that have crappy ingredients. But you cannot assume or expect that you're going to spend, a whole month without washing your hair, and you moisturize your hair, maybe every now and then, and it's dry and it feels like a Brillo pad and it's really rough and it's just it's not responding well. You can't expect to have that sort of situation and then put a leave-in conditioner in your hair and all of a sudden you on fleek. It doesn't happen like that. Okay, so it's the same thing. Every time you think about doing your hair, I want you guys to think about how this analogizes when you think about working out and diet and exercise and all that stuff, because it very much goes hand in hand. Okay, with that said, I want you guys to stop making it complicated. Natural hair does not have to be hard. It is very, very simple. You only need a handful of things to have your best hair ever. And I'm going to tell you what those things are. All these different methods, the max hydration method, the, what else is it? It's the, Lord have mercy, what else? The greenhouse method, the inversion method, where you flip your head over and you hope that, the blood rushes to your head and it's supposed to make your hair grow. And then you got people putting Monistat 7 and, vaginal cream in their hair, expecting it to grow. And you got, it's like, LCO, LOC. It's like all these analogies. Like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing, right? You're like super confused because it's like, I don't know what method to do. I don't know what product to use. It's a million products at the store. This blogger said to use this. This blogger said don't use this. This person said to stay away from silicones. This person said silicones is okay in certain instances. And it's just like, what am I supposed to do? Right? Because it's just so much information and most of it is misinformation. So here's what you need. The tried and true, bottom line, basic stuff of what you need to have the best hair ever. All right? First of all, you have to moisturize your hair. Lack of adequate moisture, and I say this all the time, lack of adequate moisture is the #1 cause of dry hair issues. It causes brittleness. It causes breakage. It causes dryness. It causes it can cause shedding. It can cause split ends. Like everything that you hate about dealing with your hair, it causes your curls not to pop. All that sort of stuff. It causes you to not retain length. So when you think that your hair isn't growing, it's not that it's not growing, it's just not growing, it's breaking off as fast as it's growing. So it seems like your hair is not growing. All these things are moisture related. This is the #1 thing. And I've talked about what sort of moisturizers to look for in Real Hair Revelations before. You want to make sure that your moisturizer has no mineral oil or paraffinium liquidum, same thing. You want to make sure that your moisturizer has water as the first ingredient, because water is the most moisturizing thing you could ever put on your hair. Those are the two main things. Now, of course, there's other great ingredients that you can find that, kind of supplement that. But at the end of the day, bottom line, you want to make sure that you are moisturizing your hair with a product that has no mineral oil, aka paraffinium liquidum, and also no, it has water as the first ingredient. So I'm trying to turn this light up a little bit. Okay. That's the first thing. That is the main thing you need to do. And people always ask me, well, how often should I moisturize your hair? You cannot over moisturize your hair. I don't care what they say. You cannot over moisturize. I mean, the only way for you to over moisturize your hair is if you are using a moisturizer that has bad ingredients, right? So that's like, because water is the most moisturizing thing you're going to put in your hair. So if you are moisturizing your hair every day and water is the first ingredient in that product, it's attributed to putting water on your hair every day. Would that be damaging for your hair? Absolutely not. Water is great, right? Listen, I don't care what they say. Don't listen to them. Listen to me, okay? You cannot over moisturize your hair. You can moisturize your hair twice a day, once a day. I don't recommend more than every other day or going any further than every other day, all right? You need to keep your hair moisturized. And not only do you need to keep your hair moisturized, you need to be preventative about it. Do not wait until your hair is bone dry to start trying to moisturize it, right? Don't do that. You need to keep your hair moisturized. I moisturize my hair every single day. Every morning, I take some products and I just go over my head real quick, and it takes me like 40 seconds at most. And I'm done. And it keeps my hair hydrated and moisturized. It keeps my curls popping. It makes my twist outs look better. If you are doing twist outs, braid outs, wash and goes, whatever, and they are not popping and they're not looking like you wanted to, it might be because you don't have enough moisture in your hair consistently, right? Again, it's just like diet and exercise, right? So when you first start drinking water, if you are not a heavy water drinker, right? If you start drinking water, all of a sudden, you start drinking 8 glasses of water a day, and you weren't doing that before, your body is going to hoard that water, right? It's not, you're not going to pee it out. I mean, you're going to pee it out a little bit, but you're not going to pee all of it out. If you get on the scale, you're actually going to see that it looks like you gained weight. You haven't gained weight. You just retained water because your body is holding on to it because it doesn't know the next time it's going to get water, right? It doesn't know the next time it's going to be able to get that large amount of water that it so craves. And so it's hoarding onto it and it's retaining it until it flushes it out eventually. Now, once you become a regular water drinker and you're consistently drinking 8, 9, 10, 12 cups of water a day, you will find that you will always pee it out and you won't retain that water because your body knows that it's going to get it. It doesn't need to hoard it anymore. It's the same thing with moisture. If your hair is not used to getting moisture, it's going to suck it up. It's going to suck it up and it's not going to, it's going to feel like you almost didn't put anything on your hair because your hair is not used to getting that. But once you become consistent and you give it some time and you be patient, okay, patience here, y'all. Once you be patient with it, you will find that it will actually, your hair will retain that moisture. It won't suck it up so much. And it doesn't matter if you have type 4 hair. I see all these 4C hair girls. Y'all, I love y'all. But you all, and you know, I have 4C hair in the top, in the very center of my head, and there's 4B everywhere else. A lot of 4C girls, we've been so conditioned to think that if you have 4C hair that you're a lost cause, that your hair will not have movement, that your hair is never going to have a curl pattern and all that stuff. That's not true at all. You just have to be consistent and you have to be patient and work with your hair. Again, it's just like working out. Every time you do your hair and you're getting impatient, think about working out. How long have I been doing this to my hair? 4 days? Oh, okay. If I were working out for 4 days, would I expect to see like muscle definition and, you know, a ton of weight loss? No, you wouldn't. Okay. So think about that the same way when you're doing your hair. Now, the second thing you need to make sure that you're doing is you're actually washing your hair. A lot of you guys are washing your hair and you're washing it like once a month or once every 2 weeks. I don't recommend going any more than 10 days without washing your hair because your scalp gets dirty. It gets built up with product and moisturizers and creams and all sorts of things. And if your scalp cannot breathe because your pores are clogged, your hair cannot thrive and grow, period. Okay. So there's this misconception that water makes your hair dry. That's not true at all. Water does not make your hair dry. Shampoos and products make your hair dry when they have crappy ingredients in them. Water cannot possibly make your hair dry. Okay. My thoughts on dry shampoos are, they're fine. I think in a pinch. Like, I wouldn't rely on a dry shampoo to be my end all be all main shampoo. But if you are like really, really, really in a rush and you like have to get your hair clean, I would say you can maybe resort to a dry shampoo, provided that the products the ingredients are healthy and safe. But if it's just every day or every time you wash your hair, I wouldn't bank on dry shampoo actually being my main go-to. All right. Okay, so those are the two main things that you need to do. The second thing is that you need to, this is very relevant for this time of the year for those of you who live in colder climates. You need to make sure that you are not wearing or sleeping on or on fabrics that are going to derail all of your efforts. Because you can drink all the water in the world, you can moisturize every single day, you can wash your hair when you're supposed to, you can do all the things that I've taught you guys to do over the course of these Real Hair Revelation shows. But if you are sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, or if you are wearing a wool hat or a cotton hat and there's no satin lining inside of that, it's literally sucking the moisture out of your hair. And I just told you guys, we desperately need moisture. Moisture, 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 moisture is the theme of dry hair. The bottom line is to keep your hair moisturized. Even water, even washing your hair is moisturizing to your hair, okay? Everything that you need to do for your hair starts and stops with moisture, all right? This winter is coming, make sure you guys get a satin lined hat. Okay, you can find them on Etsy. There's a lot of companies online that sell them. You can probably find them in some of your local like little boutiques. Make sure it is satin lined because that wool or that cotton is sucking the moisture out of every strand of your hair every time you put that hat on or you put that scarf around and the ends of your hair is touching that scarf, or when you go to bed and you sleep on that cotton pillowcase. Okay, make sure you guys are doing that. Really, that's it. That's really it, right? I mean, yes, you should be doing deep conditioning. Yes, you should be doing hot oil treatments. Yes, you should be doing all these other things. But at the end of the day, bottom barrel line is to keep your hair moisturized. All the other stuff is supplemental. Yes, all these other things are important, but all these other methods and tricks and tips and all, look, it don't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard. It's very, very simple. Moisturizing is really it. Keeping your hair, keeping your scalp clean, okay? And also, the fourth thing that you need to make sure that you do is that you understand ingredients, because that will keep you from spending so much money on products that will never work for you. If you know that mineral oil is a byproduct of when they distill gasoline from crude oil, and they put that into a lot of moisturizers and sell you on it, and then you put it in your hair and wonder why your hair is dry, well, it's because you put a product that came from gasoline on your hair, and it's not designed to moisturize your hair. It's just designed to make it slick and slippery, so it feels like it's moisturized in the beginning, but over time it's going to get dry, right? When you understand that, you're not going to just look at the front of a label and go and willy-nilly and buy that thing. You're going to look at that ingredient and say, I know this already ain't going to work for me, so I'm just going to put it down and not waste my money. Okay? When you understand that certain alcohols are bad for your hair, or when you understand that certain plant-derived alcohols are actually good for your hair, then you know what to pick and what to choose when you're at the store, before you waste your money on this product and get it home and get disappointed because you've tried yet another product that doesn't work for you. It keeps you from spending money on products that have parabens in it, because you know that they can cause cancer. You know that. So you don't waste your money on that. You find a product that doesn't have parabens in it. So all these sorts of things, and I've taught you guys all about these ingredients through these videos. If you missed any of those, just make sure you're in the group and make sure that you type in Real Hair Revelations, and all the videos will pop up and you will be able to see all of them at your leisure. But I go into great depth about ingredients. So those are the things: moisturizing, keeping your scalp clean, making sure that you're not what I call sleeping with the enemy, aka sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, or using cotton or wool on your head for hats and scarves, and then understanding ingredients. Those are the 4 things that you need to do. It will save you money, it will save you time, it will save you frustration. It will actually make you love your hair, because so many of us, we say we hate our hair. You don't hate your hair. You just don't understand what to do with your hair. Because if you did understand it, you would absolutely love it. Like, we are the only group of people that get to have short hair and long hair in the same day with no weave and no haircut. Like, how can you hate that? Like, we have the bomb hair, for real, y'all. So I want you all to love your hair, and it comes from those 4 things. Forget all these different methods, all these different tips and tricks and stuff that they try to sell you on. Can y'all tell I'm passionate about this? Because I'm getting all like hyper and like grabbing at the air and all that. But this stuff excites me, because this is what I was born to do. I was born to like teach you guys and serve you in this way, so that you can, in this frustration, you can just love the beauty that you were given, because it is a phenomenal beauty. And I want you, and each and every single person that's watching this, I want you to just adore what you've been given, because we have something that no one else has. It's so unique and it's so amazing. It's so beautiful. So again, those 4 things are the things that you need to make your hair awesome. There's a lot of people in this group who have a lot of great information. You guys have questions, leave them. They'll probably jump in before I get a chance to, but I will always try to make sure I answer your questions. And if I don't see you, make sure you ping me, like tag me again, because I may have missed it, okay? But if you have questions about this, drop your question below and I will make sure that I get back to you. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Mwah!